you are here. I know it's early in orientation, it's early in session, so it's fun to see some people in person. But on behalf of the International Services and Engagement Office, welcome. We're so glad you're here. And specifically, we're so glad that you are here in person. It's like so fun to actually meet people and see people. My name is Grace Fuller. I serve as the manager of International Experience and Engagement here at the International Services and Engagement Office. I think some of you mentioned that you were maybe at our Meet ISEO Know the Rules yesterday or working in the US today. So we're doing a lot of our core sessions, but we know that many people are still en route traveling. So it's fun to actually have some people in our space. All right, I think we can do next slide. Sorry, fine. Beautiful. So just for our folks who are joining us online, we do have our wonderful Victoria, our office manager, managing the chat. Because this is a meeting, not a webinar, you should be able to chat with us, but if for some reason that's not the case, we can try to chat Victoria directly or raise your hand, and we'll be on a little lookout to make sure that we can get all of your questions answered today. Finally, there will be a survey at the end of today's session where we'll do a gift card giveaway, so that'll be fun. Oh. And with that, I am excited to hand it over to Jerry to talk a little bit about Student Medicover.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jerry. I'm the CEO of the Student Medicover. When you see this slide, you may like, gosh, it's not September 20th yet. Why is already a class here? But I promise you, this is not going to be a class. It will be a resourceful and with resourceful information that you actually needed while you are navigating through the U.S. healthcare systems. As we know, it's a very complicated system, and you certainly need something that to be prepared. Otherwise, if something bad happens and then you're caught off guard, there will be a very anxious moment that you're gonna going through. Plus, we provide a public feedback for everybody, so wish that you guys will enjoy it. And I don't think they're gonna provide in classes. So hopefully that there will be a wonderful hour that we will spend together. The next slide, please. So a little bit of background information with our company. Student Medicover has been a service provider for international students at the UCSD for more than 8 years. Every year we have from about 500 to 1,000 students who insured with us. And what we do is providing a affordable health insurance plan, so students can save cost in premium and also seeking healthcare in the US. And we also do administrative services for some other institutions to creating a enrollment and a waiving portal. But for the UCSD students, we use our online portal to enroll everybody who is interested. And our customer service is one of the emphasize point that we always want people to know that we care about them. So just come to us. There's different insurance needs. Some of the UCSD students actually came to us, said they are graduated. They are looking for something that while they are at their work, they also look out for us. And we are happy to answer any questions that you have. And that's basically what our foundation is, to providing the good customer service to everybody. As myself, 10 years ago, I founded the company right after I graduated from my college. I was an international student, so I felt the same way that everybody that's the field. Gosh, it's flashback to my first orientations. And I feel the same, coming to a new place without knowing anybody, and also when you need any help, sometimes it's harder to find. But of course, you guys are living in a much better situation compared to where I was 10 years ago, when the whole country just started to welcome international students. Everything is kind of unprepared, but now we have wonderful ISEO staffs, and also different resources can help us to navigate it through. So that's something that I'm jealous about nowadays. Next slide. And a little bit of background on our industry information. Here's a list of the insurance carriers, insurance companies that have huge presence on the student health insurance market. First one is United Healthcare. This is the one that we use to insure our students. And Asthma Student Healthcare, and the BCBS, and the Answer, and the Wellfleet. Answer is the one, probably some of the students who do their homework probably already know is the administrator for the UC ship that everybody is automatically enrolled in that program. I will touch base a little bit on that part as well on the next slides, but move on, please, Victoria. So our insurance carrier, United Healthcare, is the largest insurance company in the US. Their financial rating is A+, meaning they are multi. I believe their revenue is 200 billion plus. So it's the largest insurance company in the world, ranked last time I checked, I believe the sixth on the Forbes 500 world ranking list, and we Student Medicover providing a special program that's designed for international students that by enrolling our plan, we can save the cost of insurance while they are studying in the US. Okay, I know it's a lot to digest when you first come to campus. There are place you live, you need to worry about classes that you need to register. Just wanted to give everybody head up on what we are as a student that are facing at this time. So basically, what international students that very luckily that have the protection from the school administrations. You will be automatically enrolled into the UC ship by the cost for about 898 for undergraduate students per quarter, and 1900 something.
Sorry, I don't know what happened.
Okay. And about 1900s for grad students.
There it is.
And also you are provided the option to submit a waiver to opt out of that if you have a qualified health insurance plans, and the student health center they worked with the UC Office of President to tailor a minimal requirement, making sure that everybody is protected by a certain degree. International plans that from your home country won't be satisfied this requirement because how the US healthcare system is structured will be very hard for you to take from home country insurance to use here in the US. So basically two options, and a date that you need to remember is every 4 quarter before the 14th or the 20th with a $50 late fee, you can make that decision whether you want to go with the UC or something else. And we always wanted to be transparent up front because in the end, it's a decision that's a very important one that you make as a college student, because that's something that whether you wanted to decide that, oh, I will go with UC or go with third-party providers such as us. It's a decision that you make. So making an informed decision is something that we want everybody to do before you arrive on campus. But sometimes that you arrive campus, you still have sometimes to make this decision once you know there are options here. One of the students asked me before the session, what will happen before the 20th of September? Unfortunately, for returning students, so basically it's all annual terms from September 20th to September 19th of the next year. So if you're returning next year, that shouldn't be a problem. But if as a new student that's arriving on campus early, you can always find us. We have some alternative solutions for you to choose. for the, gap period that you left. Because you will see, I will show you real life examples of how expensive they are if something bad happened while you are on US soil. Next slide. Okay, and the other side notes to students that who decided to waive the UC-ship is this program called the RAFT, Reduced Access Fee Program for the Tritons. So basically, this is not a health insurance, but it's a prepaid program designed for students who waived the UC-ship because when you waive the UC-ship, you actually will have to handle the billing, the claims for the student health center visits. But for $70 per quarter, you will be able to have access to the student health service center for scheduled appointments and laboratory tests and X-rays for free. You have to schedule it, but you can also visit the student health center for urgent care for $20 per visit. The urgent care center basically is it's in the same building. It's on the back of the student health center. You will see the signs of the urgent care, and the urgent care is designed for. I believe it's designed for international students because I remember back in my home country, finding something that you need immediate care is very easily accessible. But the US healthcare system is very reliant on an appointment system, meaning that everything you have to make appointment. You have to make appointment to see Grace. You have to make appointment to see Victoria. Everything advises that. If you guys are doing the advising services, so the healthcare system is no difference. And urgent care is something that let's say you are making a meal for yourself, you cut your finger, and you can't stop bleeding, and you can run to there, and they can do very basic, treatment to you. So this is a program that's designed for waived students for only $70 per quarter, and that's something we would highly recommend students to take advantage of, because student health center is very accessible, especially for first year students like you that live on campus. It's walking distance, and that's probably the easiest place that you can go if you need immediate care. And a little bit on information on our products. We provide a more flexible options for all students, ranging from about $1,200 a year to $2,300 a year for our insurance plans. By the way, I do have some pop-up quiz that if anyone that answered that correctly, by compare the rate. Anybody remember how much you pay for your UC ship? And everybody that answered correct will get a free shopping bag from us.
890.
Yes, that is correct. Are you an undergrad student?
Graduate.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then it's gonna be 1,800. So, but you can get the one bag afterwards. But it's a different rate, and I will cover a little bit why they are priced differently afterwards. And enrolling into our plan will be a simple, very likely online shopping process. So once you had a chance to read our material and also have a chance to talk with our customer service team, you make the decision if you wanted to enroll. You just go to our website. It's as easy as Amazon shopping experience. Go to our website and choose the policy that you like to enroll, and then go ahead and pay with a credit card or a debit card, and then your enrollment is effective, and then I'm sorry, next slide. And then the additional step that you will need to complete is, because remember, what I say about the special about the UC ship. Anybody has any idea?
I just filled out a form that was given to me at the time of application.
You did?
Yes, I have enrolled for UC Sheffield.
Okay, so they do, you have right as well. So you actually are very proactive on your process. You go ahead and confirm the enrollment.
Yep.
But however, for everybody else that, didn't have the chance that, we spoke here, probably gonna miss the email because there are a million emails sent by ISEO and the schools and your, college. And if you don't do anything, they actually automatically enroll you into the UC Shipper program. So you can shopping back afterwards as well. But if you have a qualified health plan like us, you can also go to the UCSD student portal, and there is a opt-out system called waiver that you can fill in the waiver and input the information that we provided, and they will be able to opt you out from the UC SHIP and refund you the premium that they charged you. Once again, it's 800 for the undergrad students and about 1800 for the graduate students. Are we focusing purely on graduate students right now, or I'm sorry,
Grace, would this be more so for undergrads or grads
In terms of,
this session?
I think it applies to both.
Oh, okay, yeah, got it. So I will touch base a little bit of difference on the grad and grad student. Next slide, please. Thank you. And once you have the insurance coverage, and here comes the part. I understand, you would, right now would think about in your mind, hey, I'm healthy, I'm 100% healthy, I'm not sick or anything that I need to see a doctor. That's exactly what I thought, when I first, in college. But however, I had a real life examples, not myself, but with someone that close to me, my roommates and my yeah, you're welcome to come in if you want to join. So back to the example, my roommates ran into a car accident, and they have to taken by an ambulance to a ER room, and in that scenario, you would never have any room in your brain to think about, hey, where's my insurance card? Where's where to find my doctors? Where to find my insurance companies? So I highly recommend that we should have a built-in program. That's why when students insured with us, we send the insurance card, the guidelines, and also the couple nearby urgent cares, the emergency rooms that you needed in your pocket. It's very easy to save it, and if you're in those scenarios, you should be very well prepared if you need to seek a treatment at a healthcare facility. But a basic fundamental system that in the US is so the healthcare system is integrated into the healthcare insurance system. Insurance companies work with certain types of providers to providing a different network. That if you have UC SHIP, like I mentioned, you will need to find the PPO networks for the UC SHIP program. And another pop-up question, that anybody remember who is administrator and the service provider for UC SHIP, the insurance company? Oh, you got another one. Okay, yes, that is correct. It's Edison. So UC SHIP, I would say it's a combination of the PPO and HMO network. So the biggest difference between a PPO and an HMO, PPO stands for preferred provider, meaning that the insurance company have a certain range of doctors and hospitals as their in-network preferred providers. You can go there and they will charge you less, and also the insurance company will pay more, and that encourage you to go to an in-network provider. In the opposite way, HMO is called the healthcare management organization, meaning that they cannot manage your own thing. So they have a healthcare group that with everything that's integrated together, and but you can only see this unless it's an emergency scenarios that you are sent to a ER room or a hospital involuntarily. So this is the biggest difference between a HMO and a PPO network. PPO give you more flexibility. HMO is a closed network that you will need a referral to see a specialist, and sometimes outside of the network providers. And usage, they utilize the Anson PPO network, but however, you will have to see the student health center first to see it outside the providers. So that's a way that student health center safeguard everybody on campus, but also a way that they manage the care. Our insurance company, United Healthcare, provide us a PPO network. So give you the flexibility to go in to the in-network providers that we have.
Can you take questions?
I can take if the short one, I can take it, but if that's more, we can ask later. Go ahead.
So is HSH SHS part of your network?
Yes, so the student health service is a very special places when you take in consideration of insurance. So basically, it's a funded department within the campus. So the student health center is allowed only to work with the UC directly. No other insurance company will be able to be billed directly by them. So if you are covered for our insurance, or some domestic students, they have their parents' insurance, it's going to be the same way. You can go to see them because you are a current UCSD student, but however, they will put the charge on your bill. And what you need to do is to request a itemized bill from them, and with your proof of payment, and ask reimbursement from a outside insurance company other than UC. If you have UC, these taken care by the billing department there. That's why we highly recommend you to do a rep, because it's only $70 a quarter. Just a ballpark of one single doctor visit, even with insurance, it will cost you between $50 to $100 or even $200. And with $70, you got a free access within the quarter. So that would be something that you can have keep in your mind and consider when you make the decision. And type of the providers in the US is separated by different. I would say you rank from the left to right the degree of the urgency of your scenario, and very quite coincidentally that it's also the amount that you will need to pay out of pocket. By seeing a PCP, normally you only need to pay small portion of co-insurance and also a fixed amount of copay. And seeing a specialist, sometimes it's different, sometimes it's the same. And most likely a specialist costs a little bit more than a PCP. And convenient clinic and urgent care is something in between of a primary care facility and a urgent emergency care facility. So basically they take walk-ins, and it's more like a non-life threatening scenarios. You go see them, a cut on your finger, or you really feel really bad, and you didn't make a point with the student health service center, and you got to walk to the back of the building and enter at the urgent care center entrance, or find if you live on campus, I will show the tools that you can search nearby urgent cares. And emergency room, ER rooms is the most expensive options when compared to primary care facilities. These sometimes I wanted to say that only if you are taken by an ambulance and you know lost conscious or it's a life threatening, it's a very urgent scenarios, then you taken to a ER room because ER rooms are very expensive in the US, and that's one way that we can have a managed care and also a managed cost sharing when you are seeking healthcare in the US. Next slide. Good. So once you have your insurance coverage, whether from our insurance or from UC, you will be probably receiving a welcome email to register an account, and finding the in-network doctors will be very easily accessible through the account. The only thing you need to do is to log into the account, and there should be a find an in-network provider button, and you put in your ID, your insurance information, and also your zip code. They will show the different provider directories in the app or on the website that you can have access to. And we always recommend you to call them upfront, so making sure they are open or make an appointment. In that way, you will be seen, as the time that you desire. Here is just a simple example on the providers that are near La Jolla area. Our insurance company have 4 clinics with about 200 physicians within a 5-mile range, and 4 urgent care clinics in network. And my colleague will assist me to send the name of the clinics in the chat box if anybody is interested to know. And I highly recommend you that save those. And I believe we also send out an email, so you can keep those saved if there's any urgent scenario that you can go see. And there are 4 hospitals, including the UCSD hospital within the 5-mile range. But I don't foresee you actually go to the hospital directly. Most likely, if it's a life-threatening scenario and you are taken by the ER room, then you hospitalized afterwards, or you see a specialist and then you have to do certain operations or procedures that you are hospitalized. So always find the first door of the care with primary care, urgent cares, and student health center. In that way, they can have a fully analysis of what's your situation is, and they will refer you to the right place. Because navigating through the US healthcare system is very hard. You need somebody that has experience to guide you through this process. All right, so this is not to scare you, but I have to be able to help us to have a very good understanding of why this is a very important piece when you are trying to settle down. Because in the end, not only you are come here for study, you are here to live on the campus, live in San Diego area, to have life, to make friends, to eventually maybe work here or have a life or family here. Understanding the healthcare system is something that you have to keep in mind. And the reason that we talk about insurance and healthcare in the front, and I really grateful for the opportunity that I speak in front of you, is that I wanted to help people to avoid these unfortunate events. And sometimes accidents and sickness cannot be avoided, but you can definitely avoiding the situation that you have to pay that you are not ought to pay once you see the doctors. So ER and the test will cost in total of $5,000. That's just a 1 day stay in an ER room. And luckily, this student have a insurance coverage, and still they pay $500 and 62 and census and the changes for the 1 day in an ER room. And the ambulance back in the day without a very fully developed regulation, normally you will pay much more for ambulance, even with the insurance. But with the pass of the No Surprise Act, that's one thing that I highly encourage you to research afterwards. It's called the No Surprise Act. Basically, it says that all the ambulance and air ambulance and the emergency room will need to be considered as an in-network. So meaning insurance company will pay more, and there are certain caps that these facility will charge the patient. But still, and I believe this is about 5 to 10 miles of ambulance ride, cost you $2,780 in total. You would never, spend such money on Uber rides in your whole year, but a 5 mile ride is 2,000 plus. But luckily with insurance, you only pay about $68 out of pocket. And ICU and the hospitalizations for 3 days is a whopping $100,000 in total for 3 days. And still with insurance, the out-of-pocket expenses is closer to 7,000. And immunization is one thing that I want to emphasize on. So with all of our insurance or the UC ship, what you get out of it very helpful is the immunization shots. I know that it's not a master completed by now, but once your UC ship is effective or you have our coverage, you can go to the student health center or find an in-network provider to take the required immunization shots, and also some other non-required. I know UCSD is changing the policies from year to year, but I believe COVID is another required one as well, and then you can take that one at a CVS or Walgreens pharmacy, or you can go to the student health center to take it. Good news, this is free of charge, 100% covered. Next slide. And this is a complicated system. Like I mentioned, you need somebody to navigate you through. We have our customer service that we help international students to navigate through this system. What we are very proud of is we have a 24/7 customer service, and we also have different platforms that you can ask us questions, and within minutes we will answer your questions, including WhatsApp, Line, and WeChat, and some other famous social media platforms. As always, you can also email us or send us email or call us 24/7. And our managed system will be able to have your information and give you the most accurate information as possible if you ran into some healthcare and insurance related scenarios. Next slide. One other thing that people ask much, but if you have any questions regarding dental and vision, you can come over, and I can give you more information on those. But we're gonna skip that as well and show the customer service. And if you guys whether have more questions on the waiving of the other process, or you wanna ask the questions, or just to save our WhatsApp or WeChat or Line customer service, you can take a picture of this and add our customer service, and we will be able to answer your questions 24/7. We can leave to this slides. we can leave it to, the slides afterwards, but, we can skip that.
There was a question if this can be used out of state.
Okay, yeah, so, basically, how the insurance company, designed was, based on different programs. Still Medicover insurance company is a nationwide PPO network, so you don't have to be see the doctors and the healthcare facilities within the vicinity of your own university. If you are, let's say, having internship in Europe, you can also find providers on that space. For UC-ship, it's a little bit different. Normally, they still require you a referral unless it's an emergency situation. But however, during the breaks, that's a requirement will be waived. So during breaks, you can actually see some out of state providers. There's also another special features building on the UC-ship is, for example, I know lots of students here are computer related majors, and if you are taking a internship in Bay Area. That's where our headquarters is located. And you can actually go to see the healthcare facilities on other UC campuses with the benefits of the same thing that you enjoy in UCSD campuses. So that's another building features for the UC-ship that keep in mind. But of course, it only allows the UC system health facilities, not for outside the facility.
Did you want me to move the slide over?
Yeah. I think that will be it, and I'll be ready for questions, and we can move back to the customer service one if anybody needs to add it. But I appreciate everybody's time, and like I mentioned in the beginning of the presentation that some of you may miss. 15 years ago, I was sitting on the chairs just like you, and based on my college experiences, I learned this is a very important part. That's why we designed this program with United Healthcare, and I know this is probably not something that you would want to worry about today or tomorrow, but I like everybody to save useful information, and in case of emergency, you would come prepared, and always something that everybody be enjoy the campus lives with a backup, with somebody that on your back, and we are always your back in this type of healthcare related issues. Thank you, everybody, and we are welcome to questions unless Grace, do you have anything?
No, I just want to add to one, thank you to Jerry, and to it is an important issue and it's not always top of mind. The students are just beginning the program, but we have had students who maybe it was more common to go to the emergency room in their home country, and so they've gone to the ER and ended up spending so much money. Whereas in the US, it might have been more appropriate for them to go to urgent care. But you don't necessarily know that if you're in your home context, one is more common or utilizing the other. So as much as it's not always on people's mind as they start their new program, it is helpful to think about, because we never want a student to be in a situation where they're spending tens of thousands of dollars on something where they didn't necessarily have to spend that money. So.
Yeah. And I forgot to add that as well. If it's a life-threatening event, always call 911. That's definitely a disclaimer that we have to put out. It's not saving money is not more important than your life, right?
Sure.
So if there's something that you're unconscious or in a very life-threatening event, call 911 or have somebody to call for you. Like I mentioned, you have insurance company coverage. That's what you paid for to. Let's save you money while you can actually save your life. Correct.
What's the policy on the ambulance? So if you call 911, what I've heard, and I think recently when we were out, so one of them had to call 911 for some emergency and they ended up paying like $2,500 for the ambulance, so. What's the UC-ship policy on ambulance? So is it only certain hospitals that are affiliated with this where the ambulance costs are covered, or is it still gonna be?
Yeah, so if you wanted to know the exact, like co-insurance rate and the co-pay amount.
Right.
You are welcome to scan our WhatsApp code and you can ask them, but basically, this is something that to consider. So if it's a, UC triple coverage, if the deductible haven't kicked in, then you will have to pay the deductible first. I believe it's $500. So that's something that you have to pay out of pocket every year. And afterwards, like I mentioned, depending on the cost of it, it could be, multi-thousands or even more than 10,000 that, cost. But with the insurance coverage, you probably pay, I wouldn't be surprised with a couple hundreds of out-of-pocket expenses. But one thing that some of the health facility hasn't been adopted to very, strictly was this No Surprise Act that I mentioned earlier. So basically, right now, by law, the insurance company have to pay those treated as in-network. So that shouldn't be any of the concerns that your friends should encounter, because by law it has to be. But I see that different scenarios, because it's a very segregated system. The healthcare, they have their own system. Insurance, they have their own system. So it might be something that's mixed up in the between. And if your friend think that you paid more than you supposed to pay, just call the billing department. The good thing is that they are very likely to willing to work with you to resolve the bill, because they don't want the bill unattended to them, not paid in the end. So you throw up the ideas and throw the coverage that do the calculations. If you think that it's not the correct amount, call them, and very likely it's a lengthy process, but very likely they should be able to provide some degree of grievance in between.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
All right, well, round of applause. Information. We just have a few closing reminder slides, but how many of you have been to either our Meet IFCO, Know the Rules, or Working in the US session? Have you all been to a session before? Okay, so some of you haven't, so I'll go over some of our closing slides. But all that to say, we have a number of events coming up that we would love to welcome you at. So next week, usually we host Global Coffee Hour monthly throughout the academic year. But for orientation, we host it 3 times during next week. So on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Note that Friday is going to be from 8 to 9 instead of our regular 10 to 11. We're also hosting meetups. These are hosted by students for students. So based on your interests, you can find other students who share similar interests. So whether that's like hiking or video games or eating, there's a lot of different types of meetups. Wonderful. Our UC San Diego bus tour. So this Saturday and next Saturday, it's going to different places in San Diego that are of interest. It's to help you feel like San Diego is your new home away from home. So we'll spotlight different neighborhoods.
Excuse me, one
Yeah.
question on that.
Yeah.
I think this Saturday is only for students and next Saturday is for undergrads and graduates. Are we allowed to register for a group that's not us?
Good question. So when we were originally selling tickets, we did restrict registration. Now that it's like a few days before the event, I think we are opening it up just to sell out. So I think at this time you can register for either.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we have next Thursday is going to be our blue and gold rivalry game. So UCSD is a D1 university, meaning that we compete at like the top tier in terms of athletics. So
Tritons.
yeah, go Tritons, yes. So we're hosting a fan fest, like a mixer before, where we'll have like pizza and games and lots of different stuff like that. And then all go to the game together. So that's happening on Thursday, and then in 2 Wednesdays, our international mixer. So this is our kickoff to the academic year. It's for both incoming international students as well as our current international students, as well as domestic students, undergrads and grads. Basically, everyone gets together to celebrate a new academic year. All right, if you are a graduate student, then you are specifically invited to our International Graduate Social that's happening on Monday, September 16th. And then for our gap mixer, that is for our undergrad students. So if you participated in our Global Ambassador Program, that was our peer mentorship program over the summer, you're welcome to meet your gap mentor at the gap mixer on Thursday, September 26th. All of the events you can register for at ievents.ucsd.edu. So that's like your one-stop shop whenever you want to know what's happening on campus. Go to iEvents and then you can find live, up-to-date information about the event itself. Beautiful. Some final reminders. How many of you have submitted your check-in form for I-20 or DS 2019 activation? Yay! Yay! All of you should. So reminder, within 10 days of arriving to the US, you need to submit your check-in form. This makes sure that we actually activate your CVIS record. And that's really important because you need an active CVIS record to apply for any type of work authorization, right? Like this is critical to everything. So make sure iCheckIn.ucsd.edu, register for other sessions at iEvents, and then again, you can always contact ISEO at iContact. So here's where you can see where our contact form is, Zoom advising, front desk advising, our iPortal tech support, everything of like how to reach our office, you can find via iContact.ucsd.edu.
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
So the I-check-in form is to get the I-94, right? Is it the same thing?
They're related. They're different but related. So it will provide instructions on how to access your I-94, and you need your I-94 to complete your check-in form. Because your I-94 is your arrival departure record. So every time you enter or leave the US, you will have an updated I-94. And then with you recently entering, you'll use that updated I-94 to then complete the check-in form.
Got it.
Yeah. All right, that's it for me. I will hand it back to Jerry for any care packages or anything like that.
Yeah, feel free to just grab one and that will be it for today. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
So it's no.